Okay, everyone, so let's do the weekly analysis together. So you can see that on US30, we still have a bullish sentiment, as you can see with this trend line that we have. Maybe let me just move on to the daily time frame so that you can see clearly we have a bullish trend, right? And let's move on back to the 4-hour time frame and let's see our trend within our trend. I spoke about this like in our live trading session that we did. It was a question and answer on Saturday. So we did that, and I told you what a trend within a trend actually means, right? So this is what it means, and we have this trend, and we also have another one inside here, from here to this point, right? So this is the weekly analysis. So let's look at what happened. We can see that we had a break of this structure, a clear break of this structure, right? Really clear break of that structure and a retest of that structure as well, together with that trend line that we just drew, which was a powerful move that happened on Friday, Thursday to Friday, right? This was a good move actually, and it was also coupled with this move here that happened here with this order block, price coming back to retest this order block because it had broken this structure, price coming back to retest, giving us a morning star confirmation, continuation going bullish all the way to the TP here, which is good. So now let's see at the 1 hour time frame that what are we waiting to see in the market this week. So you can see that clearly we had a break of this structure and we had a break of this structure as well, right, which resulted in this order block and price coming back to retest it with a little bit of slippage to the trend line and the continuation going bullish with this movement here. So this movement could not break this this structure over here. This structure over here was maintained, right? And price actually bounced off that this morning, and this is what we're seeing in the market. So what are our possibilities in the market? So this is what I want to share with you guys on US30. We are waiting for the market to come back here to this trend line, right? Retest it, find support here, for this is the third touch, right? Find support here, continue going bullish, break the highest of highs, right? Break the highest of highs and continue going bullish. Sorry for that. And then it continues going bullish. Maybe it retests a little bit here. Maybe it might come back to retest a little bit here, here as well, and then continue going bullish, right? So this is what we're waiting for if the market is to continue going bullish. But if the market doesn't continue going bullish, then we're looking forward for the market to break this trend line. And where would the market be going? To the nearest trend line, right? So the market might come here, break out of this, come back to retest here, and then continue all the way down to this trend line, find support, and then continue going bullish, right? So this are the two sides of the story when it comes to US30, because you can see that this is the second touch of this trend line and this will be the third touch. If this third touch doesn't suffice, right, if we don't get rejections here, then the market is going to what? Continue going down to the what? To the main trend line, the daily trend line here, and this will be the third touch on the daily time frame, which is very unlikely because this is very far, right? So most probably we're going to see rejections here and a continuation going bullish. Or if the market decides we're going to have a reversal, a little bit of a reversal to this second trend line, and then we see a continuation going bullish. So please be patient to see what the market does, and we will be able to execute with precision as we see what the market wants us to do. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the NAS 100, right? So you can see that the market actually respected our analysis, right? We see that the market was breaking out of this channel, retesting this structure, going back here to this order block, retesting it, continue going bullish. That's exactly what happened. Look at this. Exactly as we had predicted, the market came back to retest this order block together with this trend line, and the market went bullish, right, as expected. So let's delete this because it might confuse us. It has already served its purpose, right? So let's see what the market is doing right now. We can see that we also had this structure here that the market has not been able to break, right? So it's acting as a resistance, right? This zone right here is acting as a resistance. The market could not break it here. It came back, it tried to, it couldn't here. It came back the second time, it couldn't. So what is the market now trying to do? If the market is reversing a little bit, right? If it is retracing because it can't break out of this structure, where is the market going? So we can see that we didn't have any clear structures that were broken here with this movement. So we can say that this is an order block. So the next thing that we're expecting the market to do is to come back and retest this trend line. So we want the market to come back and retest this trend line, find support here, continue going bullish like so, and then what we want to see in the market is the market breaking out of this structure, and then coming back to retest this structure and then continue going bullish. So let me just redraw that as well. Market testing here and then continue going bullish, right? This is what we're anticipating the market to do, and this is the highest of highs, I think. Yes, and the market to be attracted to these highs, and you can see that there are a lot of touches here. So this actually means that there's a lot of liquidity lying here, right? There's a lot of liquidity lying on this area right here. So the market might actually quickly come back to try and sweep all of this liquidity all the way to the top, right? Because most of the stop losses for the sellers are right here, right? So the market is actually attracted to this area. So that's why you should be very, very careful if you're in a selling trade on the NASDAQ, right? So I think it's pretty simple. We'll be waiting for that to happen, and then we see what happens. So please be also on the outlook on the YouTube shorts. I'll be posting some of the insights so that you can actually take the trades. And remember, disclaimer, this is not financial advice. This is me showing you what I see in the market, my 2 cents in the market as well. Yeah. Okay. So let's go on to USDJPY. So you can see that we have a beautiful move actually on USDJPY. You can see that the daily trend line still confirms bullish bias, right? And this is a trend within a trend as well, right? So whenever we get a break of this trend, we know that the market is reversing, right? But as of now, we know that the market is bullish and is attracted to this high, right? And that's where the market is actually trying to go and retest that high and figure out if it's still strong or weak enough for it to break it, right? So let's move on to the 4H time frame. So you can see that the market broke out of this zone, broke out of our zone here, right? And that signifies that the market is ready to go bullish. So let's move on to the 1 hour time frame and see the structure of that move. So we can see that the market opened with a gap, and the market usually tries to fill in that gap. So that is what the market is doing right now. Move on to the 30 minutes time frame. So you can see that we broke a structure, and the candle responsible for that structure is over here, but the body of that candle is somewhere around here, right? Somewhere around here. So I would patiently wait for the market to close this gap and maybe try to come around here to test this order block and then continue going bullish. If it doesn't do that, then the market has to go ahead and test, right? It might come here, bounce off this, and then continue going bearish to test this trend line and then continue going bullish once more as well to the highest of highs, right? So let's see what actually happens here. So it's a game of patience. You have to be patient enough to see what the market is actually willing to give us, right? And as far as GBPUSD, I don't really like the movement this chart is giving me these days. So I just want to stay away from GBPUSD for a while, because I can see that fine, we broke this trend line here, and we have an order block here because we broke this structure here, and now the market seems like it's acting bullish, right? And for me, I think the only way I could actually look for any trades in this market is if the market actually breaks out of this trend line, gives me a confirmation of a retest, and then a continuation going bullish. So that is the only way that I'm going to enter a market like this in a buying position. Whenever a market is acting weird for me, I just want to like stay away from the market, right? Because that's how you actually start cooking losses, right? You should just stay away from the market. So let's look at USD, at gold USD. Like, we had beautiful trades last week on this pair, and I think that's the only pair that I've been trading since last week, since I had a loss on GBPUSD. I was just trusting gold USD to give me some profits since last week, and we really had good trades, and we're also anticipating to have good trades this week. And we also had NFP on Friday, and we managed to get a bit of some money on NFP as well. So let's see what we have. There's no point in arguing that we have a bullish sentiment, and you can actually see that we're breaking the highest of highs when it comes to gold, which is a beautiful, beautiful trade, as you can see. And you can see, I think this is a very powerful reversal pattern. Whenever you see a head and shoulder pattern, know that, you know, it's a reversal pattern and it's actually confirming what a bullish bias. And one more time, I'd like to explain how it works, right? This is a shoulder, first shoulder, and this is the head, and this is the second shoulder. And once you break this this neckline between the shoulders, market has to come back and test that neckline and then continue going bullish, and then probably come back to test the order block that made it bullish like this, and then continue going bullish. So you can see that it's a very powerful setup, and whenever you see this, know that the market is reversing and you can actually capitalize on making money on that. So you can see that today is Monday, and this is the opening of the market, and it opened with a bullish movement, which is really good if you had stuck around in the market like from Friday. But for now, to enter a trade here, this is what we call chasing the trend, which is not good. So you actually just have to wait for the market to have a pullback and see where you can actually enter the market, right? So you can see that we have a trend line here, right? So as for me to be just secure in this market, I'm going to be waiting for the market to come back and retest this trend line or this order block. Since it is actually like breaking this structure, the market is going to leave an order block here, right? Actually it did, right? But maybe the market might not come back to test that order block. So what I'm seeing here is the market breaking out of this structure, market breaking out of that structure. And what market might do is it might actually continue going bullish, right? It might actually continue going bullish for a while and then decide to come back and retest this trend line and then continue going bullish, right? So it might retest this trend line, or you might just bounce off this this support, this resistance that has now been turned to a support, right? And then a continuation going bullish. So this is what we are waiting for this week. It's pretty simple. You have to react to what the market is doing, and you don't have to force any trades, right? So be patient with the market and let's trade with precision. Again, disclaimer, this is not financial advice. This is me just sharing my 2 cents in the market and what I see in the market on a daily. Let's go.